Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yuri Petria. I'm third year paramedic from Department of Emergency Medicine, Ramamedic Hospital, Mahidol University, Bangkok, Thailand. Today I'm proud to present you about my research about quality of my traumatic brain injuries score to predict intracranial hemorrhage in my traumatic brain injury. First of all, I want to introduce you first. WHO said Thailand is the most dangerous traffic accident in the world. And my traumatic brain injury is the one of the most common cause of death in the traffic accident. So the gold standard for diagnosis the traumatic brain injury is to do the CT scan. Today, there are many criteria in the world that bring the patient to do the CT scan. The common criteria are Canadian CT rule and New Orleans criteria. And there are many studies that show that the Canadian CT rule and New Orleans criteria have the high sensitivity but low the specificity. In 2008, Thailand has the criteria called the Critical Practice Guideline for head injury. It's used to categorize my traumatic brain injury by the risk factor. So they can categorize into the three groups. There were high risk, moderate risk, and low risk. The high risk patient will recommend to do the CT scan or consult the neurological. The moderate risk patient will admit for observation at least 6 hours or do the CT scan. The last group is the low risk group. The patient is observed at home with an instruction sheet. And this is how to categorize the risk factor into the group. First group is a high risk group. It's the patient who has the Gatko-Coma score between 13 to 14 after observation for 1 to 2 hours. Or suspect open skull fracture or base of skull fracture or vomiting more than 2 times. Or decrease the Alice point that's not clearly caused by seizure, drug, decrease cerebral perfusion or metabolic factor, or focal neurological sign, or post-traumatic amnesia, post-traumatic seizure, or age more than 60 years old. The next group is moderate risk. The patient has Gatko-Coma score between 13 and 14. Or the patient has Gatko-Coma score at 15 and has the vomiting more than 2 times, or has headache, or post-traumatic amnesia, or tensions, loss of consciousness, or loss of coagulopathy, or drug or alcohol intoxication. And the last group is the low risk group. The patient is the asymptomatic. Gatko-Coma score is 15, no headache, or and have a skull injury such as bruise or laceration. In 2013, the study of UCC and al. About my traumatic brain injury risk score or MTBI score predict for positive CT result in the high risk of my head injury patient. This study found that the factor that associated with increased risk of intracranial hemorrhage is first one is focal neurological sign that's increased 5.6 times and it's also significant. The next one is critical sign of skull fracture. The increased by 3.6 times and significantly. Next one is System trauma in with glaucoma score 13 to 14. Increased risk by 3.2 and also significant. History of loss of consciousness. Increased risk by 2.6 times and also significant too. Next one is the discharge mechanism. Increased risk by 2.4 and also significant too. Next one is post-traumatic amnesia. Increased risk by 2.2 times and also significant. And the last one is glaucoma score 13 to 14. Increased risk by 2.1 and also significant. So when we calculate the score, the significant factor and calculate to the score, it shows that the multi-system trauma and with glaucoma score 13 to 14, history loss of consciousness, clinical sign of skull fracture, post-traumatic amnesia, glaucoma score 13 to 14, diagnostic a dangerous mechanism. Both them have a score at 1 point, but focal neurological deficit has a score for 2 points. So next 3 years in the 2016, the study of Yuxin of C and et al. About the clinical scoring for diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage in mild traumatic brain injury show that post-traumatic vomiting more than 2 times, increased risk by 2.2 times. Severe HA increased risk by 99.8 times. Transient loss of consciousness increased risk by 5.8 times. Post-traumatic amnesia increased risk by 1.84 times. Focal neurological sign increased 10.4 times. Clinical sign of skull fracture increased risk by 34 times. And with of skull fracture increased risk by 139 times. So after calculating the significant factor and showing 2 score, there are post-traumatic vomiting more than 2 times is 1.5 point. Severe HA have 7.5 point. Transient loss of consciousness has 3.3. Post-traumatic amnesia has 1 point. Focal neurological sign has 4 point. Clinical sign of skull fracture has 6 point. And weight of skull fracture is 8 point. So when we combine all the factors score together, it is showing the low, moderate, and high risk. If in the low risk, the score plus together is below less than 3. Moderate risk is 3 to 6 points, and high risk is more than 6 points. The discrimination shown by the area under ROC curve is 92%. So after this study publication, urban hospital used this guideline for the head injury patient. So the objective of this research is to evaluate the MTBI score or mild traumatic brain injury score to assess the accuracy of predicting intracranial hemorrhage in mild traumatic brain injury. Patient who was sent to perform a CT scan in the Thai hospital. Study size is a retrospective cross-sectional study. The setting of this study is the Temple Provincial Hospital in Thailand. They are Skonakon, Khon Surin, Chepum, Prachinburi, Dasuri, Rang, and Bangkok. So there are total 10 hospitals. So we can record the outcome by the result of CT scan. The positive finding on the CT scan is intracranial hemorrhage, subdural hemorrhage, subarachnoid hemorrhage, and epidural hemorrhage, and the left hand side is the normal one. Statistical analysis. I use Stata version 12 to estimate sample size and Stata version 14 to statistical analysis. This is the result. Table 1 is baseline prognostic factor of CT positive versus CT negative. Evidence of different area under residual operation curve or area under ROC and 95% confidence interval. From this table you can see the age and DM, hypertension and CAD, stroke and aspirin are significant. Okay. This next one is table 2. Clinical characteristic of CT positive and CT negative. Evidence of different and area under ROC and 59% confidence interval. From this table you can see the age, skull fracture of base of skull, and neurodeficit, headache, severe headache, amnesia, loss of consciousness, last skull contusion are significant. So the next table is table 3, multivariable analysis of clinical characteristic to predict CT positive and CT negative. You can see that the risk factor post-traumatic vomiting increased risk 1.7 times. Severe HA has odd ratio at 1 time. Loss of consciousness has odd ratio at 19.17 times. Loss of consciousness. Amnesia has odd ratio at 1.3 times. And skull fracture has increased odd ratio 229 times. Fracture base of skull is 1 time. The table 3 is the sensitivity, specificity, and positive finding, negative finding, and likelihood ratio of this, and shown in the low risk, moderate risk, and high risk. This is difficult to see that has something error, but if in the real table, the sensitivity, specificity is high, and likelihood ratio of the low risk is 0.4 times, and for moderate risk is 3.5 times, and for the high risk, the likelihood ratio is 27.3 times. So the discrimination shown by the area under ROC curve is 88.8%. So prediction risk for intracranial hemorrhage on CT scan has been challenged in my traumatic brain injury patient. Under prediction may result a misdiagnosis or delay for neurosurgical intervention. The obtaining his CT scan for every my traumatic brain injury patient leads to significant negative finding on his CT scan. Unnecessary expense and time and lifetime cancer risk from radiation were increased. There are 46% of all my traumatic brain injury that positive on CT scan. The overall cost CT scan in this study approximately about 25,000 Australian dollar per hospital per year. That does include the transfer cost. So the result of the sensitivity, specificity, and likelihood ratio is the same as the previous one. This is the previous one, and this research. You can see it's not different, they are similar. The low risk group on the score less than 3, the likelihood positive is 0.4 in the remote area or the hospital that without the CT scan. Hospital admission to neurological observation instead of immediately transfer patient to do the CT scan. In the hospital that have the CT scan, the priority is after the moderate and high risk. For the moderate risk, the score from 3 to 6 points. The likelihood of positive is 3.53 in the remote area or the hospital that don't have the CT scan. Have to immediately transfer the patient to do the CT scan is necessary. In the priority of this group risk is after the high risk group. And the last group is the high risk group. The score that more than 6 points, the likelihood positive CT scan is 77.3. In the remote area or the hospital that don't have the CT scan, have to immediately transfer to do the CT scan is necessary. And it is the first priority for the patient to do the CT scan. Selecting my traumatic brain injury patient with more moderate and high risk to do CT scan has saving approximately about 10,000 Australian dollar per hospital per year, and not include the cost of transfer. So the conclusion, my traumatic brain injury can help the healthcare provider to select my traumatic brain injury to the head to do CT scan, especially in the hospital that don't have the CT scan. Immediately transfer high risk and moderate risk of my traumatic brain injury patient to the CT scan is necessary. Thank you for your attention.
Jerry, thank you. That's a really interesting presentation. There's got to be some questions. I've got these things swirling in my head with regard to non-transport with my head. I think it's a challenge for all paramedics when you call someone and say, I've had a knock on the head. Are they safe to stay home or do they take to hospital? I think Jury's work here is really good. So, questions? Thank you. Can I just start off just with within that low risk group, with the low risk group that had there was a small group that had a positive CT, I think it's 4 and 100, or that 0.41. How many in that group that had a positive CT and a low risk actually had to have an operation? So it wasn't a minor, it was actually a minor intracranial group that just needed no management. Do you know? So I guess that kind of that asks the question about that low risk group. There's a small proportion that may actually have that's a true risk to us.